Test, 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 test. I'm on. Thank you. I can just mute it.
I haven't said anything yet, it's gone quiet. Good evening, everyone. I'm MC tonight, I'm Diane. I'm standing in for Nelson, who's not very well. So if you're listening, Nelson, I hope you get better soon. So I hope everybody's had a good long weekend and managed to get out and do some photography. I actually got into the city, did some urban stuff I haven't done for such a long time. It was good fun. With Paul Ferber's group. There was a few of us there, which was nice. Coffee afterwards. Now, I also just want to thank Joe for a fabulous talk. I came in a bit late, but I'm inspired. I have to clear a space in the garage, I think, and give that a go at some stage. Are we doing the MDC now, or have we got the MDC, Alan, or not? Huh? It hasn't been.
John Casey called, he's not well.
Okay, sorry, we just heard John Casey's not feeling too good, so he won't be doing that tonight, so we'll do it next week. So, second part of this evening, we'll be doing the projected image 8, and we've got the critique and results of that. But first, Ian just wants to make a couple of short announcements.
Some congratulations, actually. Can I borrow that? We've had a couple of monumental prize winners in the last couple of weeks. First one, Nicola was sent all the way up to Auckland to a fancy dress dinner and got top and tails and all that sort of stuff, and ended up doing really, really well in the New Zealand Geographic Awards. So congratulations to the runner-up of the portrait section. I'm going to ask her to tell us a little bit about her journey and the picture.
Thanks, Ian. I was actually part of Christchurch Photographic Society, so thank you to everyone here actually. It was the workshop that we did with Shelley Harvey where we had Georgia and, what was the other lady's name? Mahara, thank you. And so one of the workshops of that, and one of the images of Georgia behind the shower glass that we were using. And so that actually did really well in the portrait. What was more amazing was walking around Britomart and seeing this massive big image 3 times the size of me up on the sides of the building and going, oh, that's pretty cool. But going away along in the night and going, oh, I'll just go and have some fun, and not expecting anything. And my sisters came with me and they said, oh, maybe you should actually write a speech or something just in case you do any good. I'm going, oh, no, she'll be right. So I messaged my daughter and said, can you just whip something up for us on ChatGPT? So luckily she did. So yeah, so it was a really fantastic night, and I'm really thrilled, and thank you everybody for all your wonderful support.
Well done, that's really awesome. And our second prize winner is probably going to fall asleep with us here because she's been on an aeroplane all night and coming halfway around the world. But Anne Yuan entered one of an overseas competition that, you know, there's lots of people do them, but Anne entered one and she got a gold medal. This is some time ago, but that gold medal allowed her to enter another competition and another competition, and she ended up being judged amongst gold medal winners. The competition was judged in Hong Kong, was it that right, Anne? Was judged in Hong Kong, and I'm going to unpack this prize, and it's pretty awesome. Hang on a second and I'll show you.
Judge not only Hong Kong, it's from all around the world.
Okay, well, Anne is going to tell us how this prize came from all around the world. You tell them and I'll get it out. Okay, she's going to get it out. It's heavy. It's seriously heavy, and it's, I think, more impressive than one of those Oscar things. The fancy horse trophy. There we go. There's your mic. Tell us all about it. This horse trophy is what Anne won for gold medal among gold medalists. It was judged in Hong Kong, and the prize dinner was held in Brunei. Is that right?
Brunei.
Okay. So what did you have to do to? Was there a big dinner that you had to stand up and give a speech to?
Yes, they pay us
Hold this up.
they pay us for the conference, competition, and dinner, and fly in Malaysia, 4 flights. But the international, we need to pay by ourselves.
Okay, well done though. So, but look, come and have a look at this. I'll put this on the table, and well done, Anne. That's just fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can we pop it there?
I got back this morning, 2:00.
What was the original competition you entered, Anne?
The one is, it's called Jump and Celebration.
So, but the original one that you got the gold medal on, what was that?
The one is a celebration, the 45th anniversary of diplomatic relation between New Zealand and China.
That's the one you won the gold medal for.
Yes.
Okay, she won an international competition that was made in relation to China-New Zealand relations. So that's where the whole thing started. So, well done, Anne. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian, and thanks to Nicola and Anne for standing up and giving us some inspiration. Maybe we should all get out there and do a bit more competing, because obviously the prizes look good. Okay, so I will hand you over now to Jan, you to introduce the judge for tonight's competition.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight's judge is Tracy Scott. Tracy is a Rotorua photographer, much decorated as it turns out, although she is reluctant to brag. She has won many NZIPP and NATEX awards over the years, and this year was awarded the NZIPP Grandmaster of Photography. With over 25 years as a press photographer, combined with the fine arts degree, she has a good all-round knowledge to cope with any assignment. Her work can be found in catalogues, brochures, and on billboards, as well as in books and magazines around New Zealand. We look forward to hearing her critiques, which will be read by Heidi. Thank you, Heidi.
Great. Hot water wash. Can you all hear me okay? So I'm not going to shout, but that's okay? You can all hear? Perfect. I'm not sure what the photographer was attempting to convey. There are a great deal of distracting elements in this image. If it is the woman in the foreground, then selecting a different angle could help isolate her from connecting elements such as the white disc behind her and the ladies beside her and the pole at the top of her head. You clearly have a good way with people, as she seems more than happy to be photographed. Next time, just check the background. Korokoyo and visitor. Score 2. A good capture of this fly. It could have been improved with a little more detail in the blacks of the body and head. Also, as this has been entered into an open category, some distracting elements of the branch could have been removed or at least darkened to keep our attention on the fly. Score 2, evening in Richmond Bay. The time of day the photographer has chosen works well to add interest to the image. However, there are many, many contrasting lines intersecting the yacht in the water and the sand causing my eye to jump from highlight to highlight. Also, when we read an image, it is normally from left to right, and with the boat so far to the right and facing right, it is leading the viewer's eye out of the frame. Perhaps some Photoshop work to remove the distractions would help the image. Canoe polo player emerging from an Eskimo role. Sports photography is a combination of technique and capturing the decisive moment. There are some good technical skills shown with the use of fast shutter speed and exposure. There is also some action shown. However, I feel the decisive moment has not been captured, and the choice of prop does not help. Keep photographing and keep looking for the moment. Hoarfrost. Hoarfrosts are beautiful, and this tree has been technically well captured, but compositionally it has left me as a viewer wanting something more. Perhaps a wider angle or even getting in closer may have added more interest. There goes mine. I'm going home now. The square, light as two feathers. The square crop works well for this delicate arrangement. I would like something to hold my attention as a viewer, something more creative to bring an element of emotional connection or narrative to keep me looking longer. Lines. You have selected the perfect time of day to capture a dramatic sky. Unfortunately, the black silhouetted grasses cut the image in half and removes the delicacy that is there. Try cropping along the grass so you have some wisps of the blades and none of the density, and it will hold the composition together much better. Steam blowing. The use of black and white works well to eliminate distracting colours. The image is weakened for me by the density of the steam and the line of the bench obscuring the bottom half of the kettle. Perhaps a different angle could have helped the image. Withered leaves. As the viewer, I was left somewhat lost as to what the photographer was trying to convey. If it's the textures, then perhaps a much closer crop could have improved the detail and the compositional lines. Sun setting on part of Port Nelson Marina. You have selected an excellent time to photograph this scene as the light is stunning. Unfortunately, it's a very busy image with lots of elements, and I'm left unsure to what to look at first. I.e., the tree on the right adds little to the image, and the jetty has not a lot going on to and underneath it, so it's all competing with the serenity of the yacht and the light. Dodge and burn the hierarchy tree. Dogi, sorry. Dodge, all right. Good lead-in lines using the steps to draw the viewer's eye into the image. The contrast of blacks in the far tree is a little overpowering, and I'd like to have been rewarded with something at the end of the stairs to hold my attention longer and to add another dimension of narrative to the image. Predator. Score 3. So we're into the accepteds. The monotone palette works well with the clean, simple graphic feel of the image. I do, however, feel the weight of the narrative space at the bottom adds little to the overall composition. The stillness of the water alludes well to the predatory nature of the croc. Score 3, accepted. Fishing. As a nature image, this is excellent, but in an open competition where there are no restrictions, I felt more post-production work could have been done to enhance the beautiful symmetry that is shown here by removing some of the distracting background foliage. This image has great potential, and I feel it would be worthwhile working on further. St. Bathans on a still day. Accepted. There are some wonderful colour tones in this image. You have selected a time when the water is very still. I'd like to have seen a stronger composition to score it higher, and perhaps some morning or evening light in the sky. Good detail throughout. Morning, noon and night at Castle Hill. Sometimes less is more, and in this set, the bottom image on its own could have received an honours, but the top two images weren't as strong. Honouring Jean Batten. Technically, this is well handled. The lighting is flattering, everything is sharp, and the tight crop works well. A few things that would improve future entries would be beware of tiny distracting highlights on the edges of the frame, such as the one at the back of her head. They can be distracting. Now you've mastered this level, try experimenting with lighting and expression to add mood and narrative to your image. High Country Muster, Nevis Valley, Central Otago. I enjoyed the multitude of triangles within this composition. There is a wonderful depth of tonal range on the right side, and the light on the sheep adds interest. The fog on the left feels a bit flat and muddy in its tonality. In the photographs, our eye will always tend to travel to the brightest area, and in this image it's the clouds, and they are bright on the edges of the frame, drawing the viewer's eye out of the top of the frame. To keep the interest in the frame, try masking the sky and bringing the brightness down, thus keeping our attention on the real focal point, the sheep. Lucent Bay. There is plenty of drama in the sky, and the light has been very well handled by the photographer. It is very easy to blow out the highlights in these situations. I would like to have seen a bit more cropped off the left side to help stop my eye from being drawn out of the frame in the bright blues. Well seen and well handled. Score 4, a meaningful win for the family. Good lens selection to add to a sense of time and place. The narrative is lovely, but I feel you've just missed the decisive moment with the man and his mother or Nan. They are lacking emotional, real expression. Had you have captured that, then we would be looking at a much higher level of work. But well done. Also, just be careful with your saturation. Royal Spoonbill, Tuku, tell me? No. This bird is well placed within the frame with space to move into it. The detail in the feathers has been handled exceptionally well. It could have been very easy to blow the highlights and or clog the shadows. Beautiful capture, giving a lovely serene image. Score 4, Nick. The colours and tones in this image harmonise well with the character and the hat to create a great vintage feel. Good eye connection with the viewer. Just be careful of the red hue in the right ear. It could have been the saturation. It could have the saturation taken down a bit. So the right ear. Teenage grunge. The subject's personality has been well captured in this portrait. A little more detail in the shadows, especially the eyes, could have helped lift the image. The tight crop has helped keep out distracting elements, but on the same point, if there was some environment included, it would have been helped to add further interest for the viewer in building the narrative. Threads of gold. As an abstract image, this works relatively well. The use of line and light add intrigue and mystery to the image. Perhaps a different crop would have strengthened the compositional flow of the image's lines to create an even stronger image. Still life. Well seen, well composed image that I was tempted to give an honours to. The only thing that held me back was the over tightly crop on the right, which is uncomfortably close to the foot, and the red colour cast could have been dropped down a bit. Deer in thermal mist. The deer has been backlit beautifully by the smoke or steam behind it. Cropping some off the right side could have strengthened the composition, otherwise well seen and captured. Timeless beach forest. It's great to see the photographer experimenting with layers and textures, either in camera or post-production. The composition isn't as strong as the rest of the image, but it does lend itself to being a very nice study of patterns and textures. Keep up the good work and don't stop experimenting. Are those mics on? Because there's a feedback just here. There might be. Okay, it might just be me then. Okay. Oh, perhaps it's just come off my ear. Hang on a minute. Might just be me. Sorry, I missed the title. I expect it's something like Robin. Yeah, okay. A very proficient image, well lit, with an excellent clear background. An action shot as opposed to a portrait, showing this bird doing what he does, could have lifted the honours. An action shot as opposed to a portrait showing this bird doing what he does could have lifted this to an honours. Right. All in a row. The long crop is an excellent idea, and those wonderful white clouds are balanced out perfectly by the 4 trees. The only part that didn't work for me was the cows, as they made my eye go from the trees to the cows and back continually, leaving me as a viewer unsure of what you wanted me to look at as a focal point. So my suggestion would be to crop it up higher and remove the cows. That for me would have made it an honours, an image worth revisiting. Silly cows. Score 4, the coffee grinder, Tanzia. Thank you. A technically well-handled image. The placement of her on the far right leaves the composition feeling a bit awkward, as her body is turned slightly to our right and not leading our gaze back into that void. Good tones and colours. I also wonder if an image of her not looking at the camera may have helped lift the narrative. Okay. Heterodora, David Bowie, Spider. There is one little sentence on this, and it says, beautifully lit and composed image of the spider hunting. So well done. Score 5. Glasswing butterfly mating. This is another example of a simply stunning nature image. But as it's been entered into an open competition, it could have been improved with some post-production, retouching, such as the removal of the distracting brown leaf at the end of the stalk. The left side of the image could also have been darkened down a bit to match the right side. That aside, is still a very beautiful image, so well done, the photographer. Score 5. These are getting up there. Last to fall. Simple yet very effective. The tones, the depth of detail, and the placement of the central leaf all combine into a very strong composition and a wonderful narrative on nature. Score 5, Mycenae Nina Valley. The image is sharp where it needs to be and soft where it needs to be. The lighting captures the viewer's attention and helps hold interest, and then we are drawn into the fine red threads in the center of the frame, well seen and well handled. Oh, cool. Score 5, are these all honors? Yeah, well done. This image was certainly in contention for Best of Show. It is a great example of how good craft can lift an ordinary scene into something quite exquisite. The delicacy of post-production combined with the beautiful lighting has created a feeling of warmth and peace and tranquility. Well done. Score 6. Hard to fault such a dramatic image. It holds you in its gaze, and the lighting is superb. Wow, isn't that amazing? That's Best in Show, so well done to the author. I hope you're here tonight.
Are you looking for a handbag?
Oh, is that it? I thought it was yours.
No.
Oh, sorry. That's all right. Oh, no, I don't think that's Hang on. We got Diana here. No, are you going to do it then? You can do it. Yeah. Sorry, we're all sitting here just staring at the screen. Diana's not here, I don't think. Oh, yes, she is. Oh, hiding at the back. Sorry, Diana. I got a text message at midnight last night, and that was the end of my night's sleep. Yeah. So I'm half asleep now. Are you going to read them, Jan?
Rightio. Acceptance. Yep. Yep. Timothy, and that is Dodge and Burn, the hierarchy tree. This is Acceptance, Predator, Janine Money. And don't think Janine's here tonight. Okay, Acceptance, Fishing, Maxine Cooper. She's not. Okay. Acceptance, St. Bathans on a Still Day, Robin. Score 3, Acceptance, Morning, Noon and Night at Castle Hill, Anne. Acceptance, honouring Jean Batten. Oh, hello, Francesca. Acceptance, score 3, Richard Cooper, High Country Muster. Score 3, Stuart Brown, Lucid Bay. Oh, I thought he was here. Is Stuart not here? Oh, he was. Okay. Okay, we're now into the high acceptances. A meaningful win for the family, Desmond New. High acceptance for Nicola Royal Spoonbill. Oh, Jackson. High acceptance, Nick, with Paul. High acceptance, score 4, Teenage Grunge, Newell Greenfield. Okay, high acceptance, Streets of Gold, Penny Kennedy. Okay, high acceptance, Still Life, Alistair. High acceptance, Deer in the Thermal Mist, Ron Willems. Yes. High acceptance, Timeless Beach Forest, Shirley Wilson. High acceptance, John Bean. English Robin, sorry. High acceptance. What does that say? All in a row. Janine McIver.
Congratulations, lovely picture.
Okay. High acceptance. The Coffee Grinder, Tanzania, Barry. Heteropodia. This is first of the honours. Oh, David Bowie with Pray. That's JK. Okay. Honours for Dawn. Oh, I can't say that, sorry. Oh, yeah. Glass Wing Butterfly Major. Yeah. I need a light here. Honours. Last to fall, Joe Curtis. Oops, we've got too many there. That's it. Thanks. Okay. Oh, honours. For John Hawkins. Moisina Nina Belli. Well done, John. It's a lovely image. Okay. Honours, Water Lily, Raywin Wright. Okay, this is honours. Best in Show, score 6, Leopard Steer for Karen Dance. Well done, Karen. If you also, the judge has also put individual scoring. which if you go into your files, you can see how she judged, like she scores for composition. She's done a breakdown of how she scored it. Yeah, so if you want to have a look, thank you.
Sorry, thanks. That would be useful. So, Karen, have we got a bit of time to? Would you like to talk us through your image?
This was my first time photographing in a hide and at night of wildlife, so I was a bit flummoxed really of what the heck I was doing. So I was pushing the ISO, pushing to try and get a really fast shutter speed, and I directed where we were going to have all the lights prior to it getting dark, so I didn't even know if I had the lights in the right place. But it was fun, sitting in a hide when it's dark at night, just waiting to see what on earth is going to turn up. And you can't see it very well, but the leopard has got no tail. So they believe this leopard had been caught in a trap at some point and had escaped. And it was a very scared coming up to the hide, so you had to be very, very quiet. And then it disappeared very quickly. But it was very exciting when you're sitting there in the dark trying to be very quiet, and then this leopard sneaks in. There were two quite just very soft lights. They were kind of on a, there were 2 points where we had them. This was a pool in the middle of Champoli Reserve, and we had a hide which was a shipping container that had been buried beside this little water pool. And we had scorpions crawling around our feet because they kept on dropping in. And I was really hopeful there's going to be no snakes because I'm absolutely terrified of them. I didn't seem to mind the scorpions, but the lights were just tungsten kind of lights. There was just two, and we only turned one on because otherwise this leopard got too scared, because they had experience with this leopard coming up to the water hole before. So they were like, just do it very soft and very light. And so I had the guy who was with me who didn't know how to photograph, because he was a local Masai Mara man, and he was just doing what I told him, and since I didn't have a clue, it was a bit hit and miss. But yeah, all I tried to do is I tried to keep my ISO down as much as I could, even though I was pushing it up to get faster speed, because otherwise I was going to get too much noise. And I was just trying, I think this was a 50th of a sec, something like that, because I had my big camera out. I had it on a bean bag for steadying, not on a tripod because there wasn't room, and it wasn't set up for that. Yeah, but it's just exciting to try some different things like that. So that was about 1,000 shots into the night of nothing. Then I got that. So
It's fabulous. It's really dramatic. I love it. So can we have the next image back? I think John, tell us about your mushrooms. Were you in a hide?
No, I wasn't hiding. Just very early morning in the Nina Valley earlier this year. The sunlight was shining through onto them, and I thought it looked pretty cool the way it was sort of making them look like they were little umbrellas. And they were almost like they were leaning towards the sun to get some energy. Not always easy to spot these little things. They're fairly low down on the ground, so you had to get down low, which doesn't suit my back very well. But with a tripod and a little bit of patience, it paid off. That's it. All natural light. yeah, I don't usually shoot with a flash or anything when I take mushrooms.
Thank you. That was lovely. Can you go back again, Alan, please? Who was it? Oh, was it Dawn? The butterflies. Dawn's not here, and then Joe's not here as well. Spider-Man, is he here? No. Macro Man, I have to call him. Janine, is she here? Here? Yes, yes. Oh, who's going first? Don't fight. Was Janine was the next one? Was she? Just go in. Go. That one. Where are you sitting, Janine? I can't see. Oh, there you are. Sorry. Just staring into the into the space. Sorry.
This was taken, I don't know when, earlier this year. I was just driving back from Central Otago. I went over the pig route. I haven't done it for years. And there was some amazing clouds. It was a bit of a nor'west sky, and I just can't remember the type of cloud. I've got some really amazing cloud photos, but I just saw these trees, and then I saw the cloud, and I thought I would just turn it into a black and white. So I just thought it was just something a little bit different.
Lovely, thank you. Just see the light. And then Barry, I know you're here. Where are you? Oh, thank you. It's dark at the back. I'll get my 10,000 steps in before I go to bed.
Well, that image on my screen at home looks darker than that. So this is taken in Tanzania, as the locals call it. We're on the last day of activity on a trip in Kenya and Tanzania. So we visited this coffee plantation and came across this woman. I asked if I could take a photo, and she immediately led us around the back of the shed. So we had to buy some crafts. So tipping and whatever is very common over there. So she was very cooperative. So everything's done by hand, of course. So if you want a cup of coffee, go and pick the beans and dry them and then grind them. So pretty simple image. I have got other photos where she's not looking at me, so I just thought this was a better option. So quite a low shutter speed. I try and, if there's action shots, I try and get a bit of motion in them, but I think she was probably stopped work and looking at me at that stage. So over there, it's a bit like some of the other Asian countries. You're certainly very welcome to take photos, and people tend to be pretty photogenic. With Africans, they got very short hair, so in many cases with broken teeth or no teeth, so it's pretty photogenic. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Barry. Makes for an interesting character shot. Okay, do we want to go back any further? Who else? Are we into still honours? Have you got that, Alan? That's it? Is it? Okay. Right. Have we got any other business? Anything you'd like to add, Dennis? Okay. Not sure. So, no, okay. Nothing to add. I was waiting for, sorry, my fault. Okay, unless anybody's got anything to say, just a reminder that next week, it's on my next page because I need to have it all written down. Barry Dench will be talking to us about his East Africa highlights, a 3-week tour in Kenya. Is it Tanzania or Tanzania? Doesn't matter. And Uganda. So we look forward to that. That's at 8 o'clock, I think, next week. So don't miss out on that. I don't think there's any other business. Do you want to before I close? No, okay. So I don't know who opened tonight. Dennis, probably. Narrowly, Adrian's not here. Sound and video, who've got it back? Tim, thank Gordon. Alan on the projector. Sorry? And Alistair, sorry, apologies, Alistair. And supper, I don't know who put supper out, maybe Dennis again. So thank you all for coming, and I hope you all enjoyed this evening, and safe drive home. See you next week.
Right, I'm sorry about this. Just for those of you who may be aware that we've got a walkabout at the Broadfield Gardens this Saturday. The garden does open between 8 and 4. I won't be there by 8, but I'll be there at 9:30. It's $20, pay the gardener. No facilities whatsoever except wine portaloo, but it's a lovely garden. So for those of you who hasn't never been, go have a look, enjoy the garden, and bring your camera if you want. So hopefully see some of you there. Sorry about that.
Thank you. I can't come.